Oh God. Hello to everyone. Today we are going to talk about, well, it's not really a moto vlog. I don't know if we're really going to talk about it per se. I guess I'm really just going to tell you some stories that I find interesting, and hopefully you will as well, because I don't really feel like doing a moto vlog. That's why. Alright, story number one. And all these stories are honest to God true. I kid you not. That's one thing. Whenever I tell a story, I don't modify it, you know. I don't make it, I don't exaggerate it. There we go. There's the word. Early in the morning. Sorry, guys. Alright. First story. This is circa when I think I was 14, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm a 14-year-old kid, alright. My family and I went camping up north somewhere in New York. And I mean, that was back when you're 14 years old. You know, you're a badass on a bicycle, okay? You can't drive yet. You can't you can't really move yourself about in any other way except riding a bicycle. And living out in the country where we do, my brother and I never, well, he doesn't live here anymore, but it doesn't matter. My brother and I never really were able to ride bicycles places because anywhere we would have wanted to go were too far. So when we went camping, that was kind of our way of like finally getting to really ride bicycles to places that mattered, and like it was really cool for us. So we would hop on the bicycles and, you know, ride them places and shit. So there was a parking lot, probably, I don't know, maybe like two football fields big. It was a big parking lot. Like for a state campground, it was a giant parking lot. I'm really not sure why it was that big, but it doesn't matter. And only about half of it was filled with cars, and the other half was just empty. So my brother and I were, you know, getting the bikes up to 25, you know, however fast we could go on them. I had a speedometer in mine. I think I was getting up to like 25 pedaling. And, you know, we were doing that kind of stuff, stoppies and wheelies and all that. And for whatever reason, there was this big pile of asphalt, probably 2 feet tall by like 2 feet wide, and it sloped perfectly to make a jump. And, you know, again, we're 14-year-olds, and this is an asphalt jump. Now, we had cheap Walmart mountain bikes, because that's what we had. And my brother goes around to the back of the jump, you know, gets up some speed, jumps it, freaking, you know, goes like 10, 15 feet past the jump, like over it. And it was really, really cool, you know. And I'm like, all right, you know, I'll try this. And I've never been one to jump things, ever. But I'm like, yeah, you know, I can handle this. I'll just go up it slow and give it a shot. And I did, you know, I went up it. Oh, my helmet's all too tight. Hang on. There we go. I went up it, jumped it. I'm like, oh, this is pretty fun, you know. Got a little more speed, got a little bit more speed. And for whatever reason, on the last jump, like the last time I did it, I went up, my front tire left the jump, and I don't know why, I don't know what happened, but I just blacked out. Like, I didn't get knocked unconscious or anything, but for whatever reason, I just don't remember what happened from there until I was sliding face first along the ground. And, you know, I guess it was pretty scary to watch. Too bad I didn't have my camera, right, back then. But, you know, so I'm sliding face first across the ground. I'm like, oh, fuck, you know. And I think I said that to myself. And, I can't come to a stop, you know. I'm like, shit, am I okay? I mean, I just slid like 20 feet on asphalt, and I turn over, you know, throw my helmet off. Thankfully, I had a helmet on. Threw my helmet off, and I'm like, damn, you know, that kind of hurt, right? And I looked down, my knee is split open. I needed like, I think it was like 10 stitches or something like that. Oh shit. And that light's out. I needed like 10 stitches, right? And you know, I was trying to be all cool about it, and I needed 10 stitches in my knee. I had a bunch of road rash on my, like, right by my elbows, and that wasn't so bad. But what happened was there was loose little gravel on the asphalt, and it tore into my skin, and there were a bunch of pieces stuck in my skin. So, like, you know, they had to scrub them out, which was really, really painful, and it just makes me cringe thinking about it. But they had to freaking scrub them out of my arm, you know, and so they took care of that. I had some stitches in my arm, if I remember correctly. I'd have to look at the pictures, which if I can find the pictures, I will definitely post them here in the video. But I do have some of the battle scars still, also. My knee healed up like shit, looks-wise, but I don't really care. But anyway. So that's what that was from, and so yeah, I wound up with a bunch of stitches, a bunch of road rash, really deep cuts in my arms, and then, you know, I was going to high school, I was in middle school. I was in 8th grade, so I might have been 13 and not 14. I don't know, wherever that crossover is, but I was in school, you know, with my elbows all ace bandaged, you know, walking around. Like a zombie, you know, because I couldn't bend my arms all the way because it hurt. And then, of course, my knee, I couldn't really walk quite right because I'd rip the stitches out. So I'm like hobbling along. My freaking arms are all taped up, and it was Memorial Day weekend. We went camping, so this is probably early July, and there was only a couple weeks left to school. But, you know, it was enough that everybody got a good kick out of that one. Jake, what'd you do? Well, I took my dirt bike, or I took my bicycle off a jump. Your pedal bicycle, not a dirt bike? Yeah, my pedal bicycle. Oh, wow, that's weird. Yeah, that is kind of weird, isn't it? That was the thing, because, you know, kids knew I had a dirt bike. I didn't have one at the time, so a lot of them just figured it was like a dirt bike accident, and it wasn't. I kid you not, one of my worst quote-unquote motor vehicle accidents, which was not a motor vehicle, obviously, was from a bicycle. Like, it was from a bicycle. I ran head on. Well, that's another story.